Hi, welcome to the Marley Bird channel. In this video, you're going to learn how to make the game day scarf. This is the perfect project for any sports fan in your life, male or female. It uses a combination of a single crochet and a double crochet, and then the placement of the colors actually can represent any of your favorite sports team, whether it's your amateur Pee Wee League baseball team or Major League NFL team, who knows, whatever it is in your life that you have a sports team, you could add those colors in here, make this, and you will love it. Now, I am from Denver, Colorado, and if you know anything about the NFL, you'll know that the Denver Broncos are, the team for Denver, Colorado. So you'll recognize the colors of this scarf as being Bronco colors, but you can use any colors you want. For this pattern, all you need to do is go to marleybird.com and purchase the game day pattern. Then you'll need a crochet hook, 3 different colors of yarn, or as many colors of yarn as you want to use for your game day scarf, a tapestry needle, and 2 stitch markers, and a pair of scissors. Really super easy, so let's get started. Today, I'm using Red Heart with Love yarn because I think it's a really nice, soft, washable acrylic yarn, and it works because it comes in so many different colors that if there's a color of, whatever color your team is, whether it's aubergine or just plain old gray, they have that color available to you. So it's a great yarn to use. I'm making a slip knot and I'm going to insert my crochet hook right into the slip knot. If you need any sort of refresher on any of the information we're going to go through today, I have a beginner basics videos available, so you can check those out anytime. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to chain an even number of stitches plus 1. Which means I'm going to chain an odd number of stitches. But what I'm going to say it as even number plus 1, because if you were to use this stitch pattern and want to make create a different type of piece for yourself, you need an even number of stitches plus 1 more on your beginning chains. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is perfect. But I'm going to go ahead and do 10, 11. So to begin, we're going to start off with a single crochet in our second chain from hook. You never count the loop that is on your hook. Skip that chain, go into this chain. So I'm going to pop right in there, yarn over, pull up a loop, and I'm going to do a single crochet. So I'm going to yarn over and draw through 2. In the next stitch over, or the next chain over, I should call it, I'm going to put a double crochet. So I'm yarning over my hook, going into the chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2, yarn over, draw through 2. Now I'm going to alternate these 2 stitches all the way down this row. I'm going to do a single crochet followed up by a double crochet. And what this is going to do is it creates the double crochets, it makes it so that they kind of crunch down sort of to the height of the single crochets, because it has a single crochet on either side of it, giving it a fantastic texture. This is my favorite crochet stitch. It is one that I pick up, and if I'm going to make some sort of a project, I love to just jump in and start doing the single double, which is what I call it. I've heard it called the waddle stitch, I've heard it called the waffle stitch, I've heard it called the crunch stitch, I've heard it called so many different things that I just find that if I call it a single double, it works out perfect for me. Now, given that I started off with my even number plus 1, my plus 1 is my turning chain, so that was the chain I didn't work into, and then I had an even number of stitches. So that means if I began with a single crochet, I'm going to end with a double crochet. All right, so I'm going in here, and I'm going to end with my double crochet. What's convenient about that is as I chain 1 and turn, I am going to begin with a single crochet again. So every row begins and ends the exact same way. I'm going to go in through both legs of the stitch, begin with my single, and then work over to my double. Now, what's happening here is I'm putting single crochets on top of the double crochets from the row below, and I'm putting double crochets on top of the single crochets. So I get a lot of texture and goodness. It's just so rich and fun. Such a wonderful stitch pattern to learn. And couple that with this scarf pattern, and it's really easy to do. Now, if you're following along in the scarf pattern, you probably haven't reached the second row yet, because there's quite a few stitches to work into, because you're working the scarf lengthwise. For this example here, in the project, I'm working this little piece here, just let's call it the width of the scarf. Shoot, that's supposed to be a double, and I keep talking. I'm just making a little swatch here, so I'm not doing any sort of the same sort of chain numbers as you are for your finished piece. I'm just making a little sample. I'm going to do one more row. I'm going to chain one once again. I do a single crochet, and then I do a double. My yarn's fighting me a little bit, so I'm going to pull some out so I get some extra. I'm going to do a double right here, and then go on. And I'm going to do here at the end is I'm going to change colors. Now I'm going to change colors in the manner of pulling the new color through at the end of my double crochet. So that way my double crochet is completed in this beautiful blue color, but my loop on my hook when it's all finished is the new color. The reason I'm going to do that is I don't want to have any sort of a color bleed on the outside or down in this purple section of my scarf. I want it to be nice and crisp and clean. So I'm going to yarn over, draw through two, and let's grab the white over here. I'm going to hold the tail of the white along with the old color, and I'm going to yarn over and draw through my last two loops on my hook with the new color. You can see here it doesn't show down here in the post stitch of my purple, but now I have the white loop on here ready to go. I'm going to yarn over and turn. Now, there are some crocheters I know and some designers I know that think it's absolutely okay to grab your tails at this point. Let's go ahead and let's cut that purple. And if you notice, I'm cutting the purple at least 4 to 6 inches long. Do not cut it super short, okay? They like to take the tails and they will hold them right here. And let me see, I'm going to put a single crochet right there, okay? But they will take the tails and work around them, holding them along the edge of their work, and single crochet and whatnot around them. Now, if you want to do this and you're totally comfortable with this as a way of weaving in ends, I'm going to say go for it if that's what you want to do. For me personally, I despise this. The reason I hate this so much is because these ends, after I'm done with my entire project and say I have to wash this, they start to unravel and pull out because they're just coming into their work this way. They're never being popped out and going to be worked out that way, right? So I'm going to just leave those hanging there. Even though they're on the inside here a little bit, I can put them on my tapestry needle at a later date and go and weave them back in. So I'm just going to let those hang out. So the reason I wanted to show you that is if you are somewhat of an established crocheter and you're like, well, wait a minute, I want to weave in my ends here. Why is she not weaving in her ends here? I wanted to make sure I explained to you why. So I've only changed colors and I'm still doing the exact same stitch. So it's pretty darn easy. I'm just doing my single crochets coupled with my double crochets. And if you do this along the way and mess around with your color placement, you can get some really cool color effects, okay? So I'm going to go all the way down and I want to do 2 rows of this white, and then I'm going to change colors once again. So there's that. I'm chaining 1 and turning. See how convenient that is just to know I always begin with a single crochet. If you do this, the cast on amount, as I mentioned, an even number plus 1, you'll always begin with a single and end with a double, so that way you don't have to worry about putting your work down and thinking, oh man, what's my next stitch, or where did I finish off? You'll know exactly where you are. And if you ever need to check your work, like say you accidentally put 2 doubles side by side, you'll be able to recognize that immediately because all of a sudden you won't finish at the same point as you need to. So I find it really convenient to be able to do this. All right, so I'm at the end. I've partially completed this double. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to cut my yarn, leaving at least 4 to 6 inches. The reason I leave my tail that long, you guys, is so that I can weave in my ends later. It makes it so much easier. I'm going to hold my new yarn. Again, it's 4 to 6 inches of a tail. I'm going to pull it through, and I'm just like that, okay? So I'm going to do this for 1 row. This is going to be my anomaly. I'm going to just go in, single and double all the way down. Oh shoot, you can tell it's a new ball of yarn. It's wanting to hold on to everything on the inside. Let's grab some of it out a little bit. Okay, so now we're back. We're going to do a single and a double and a single and a double. Now what's going to happen is when we're done with this white or with this yellow, we're going to go back to the white. The reason we had to cut the white instead of just carrying it up is because our hook is actually going to be on the opposite side as where we finished off with the white, right? So we're right here. When we finished with the white, it was over here at this end. That's why you have to cut it and rejoin. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to cut my yellow. And I'm going to join my white again. This is how I get this little cute stripe here. In this section, okay, you know what? Let's join the purple. Let's not do white. Let's join the purple. Let's bring the purple back into play. Why not? I'm going to come over here. I'm going to bring the purple back. I'm bringing sexy back, right? Bringing the purple back. And I'm going to chain one and start my same stitch pattern I've been doing the whole way, right? But what's cool here is you're going to notice by doing this, we're going to do it one row. It's a one row wonder. By doing this and keeping the colors switched off just with these one rows, one side of the scarf is going to look a little bit more yellow than the other side of the scarf because of the, I accidentally put two doubles, because of the way the stitches lay as they're sitting here with the single double. And I think that that is something that's really cool. It makes the scarf reversible, but if you have a favorite team that has, oh, I don't know, a color that is orange, and orange is not your favorite color and you don't really want it to be a big bright representation on the scarf, you could always wear the side that the orange doesn't show nearly as bright as the other side. So here I am, I cut my yarn, I'm going to join the yellow once again. So I'm doing this all the way through so you guys can see the difference. I know this makes for a little bit of a long video, but hey, that's why you're here, right? You're here to learn. I'm going to do my singles and my doubles. Oh boy, even right there, just at the turn, can you tell the difference? Like the yellow tends to like be recessed back a little bit. See how bright it is on that side? And over here, it's just kind of, it's not disappeared, but it's just not nearly as vibrant. So I like to hold off like I like to call it the accent color or that really bright color and put that in here as these 2 row stripes around the kind of the darker bold color. And it really makes it so that you get a cool looking effect. Alrighty. End with my double crochet. And this is where I would change colors once again. Back to my white. See how I'm reversing? I went purple, white, gold, purple, gold. I'll go white and then purple. But I'm just going to join with the white here and then I'll show you what I have. And I'll send you on your merry little way to go make your very own game day scarf. All right, so we're right here. Going to chain one and turn. See, can you see that? Can you see how bright the yellow is? And it's just because of the way the stitches lay on there, you guys. Nothing else is going on. It's because the stitches, as you work them on the opposite side, they tend to be a little bit more in play. Like you get both legs of this little join here, where over here you get both legs, but they're pulled together. I don't know. It just makes it so much brighter on this side. So hold on to your really bright color if you want it to, or how about this? Let's not say your really bright color. Let's say the color you're least fond of in your favorite sports team. Put that into the middle of the scarf, and then you can always decide to wear on the side where it doesn't show nearly as much. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to finish this off just for the purposes of this project. Okay, I'm going to finish that off. I would continue on if that was if I was trying to keep working. But right here, let's see if you can see what I'm talking about. You see the yellow on that side? And then if I flip it, look at the yellow on that side. Like it's just much more bright over here. It's like, whoa, there's some yellow. So hopefully this will help you make your very own game day scarf. I'd love to see the colors you make. You can take a look at the game day scarf I made for my husband. He does wear this scarf. We actually go to Bronco games and he gets compliments on it all the time. Men are always asking him where he got his scarf because I went with the classic colors, right? The old Bronco colors. And he's just like, my wife made it for me, and he's very proud of it. So I challenge you, go make yourself your very own game day scarf. Wear it proudly whenever you go to your next sports team's game, and hopefully you can send them here to this YouTube channel. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.